So today we'll be stopping the class at 11 o'clock because we have invited a special guest. So I'll introduce when he comes here. But we'll go ahead and start today's class, short class. ॐ अज्ञानां तिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्यं प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय। So 18th chapter, we are in this sloka 36. We covered 36, 37. Yeah, good. We'll just go through a quick recap of what we covered, and then we can try to cover a few slokas before the next section starts. We are on the section where Krishna classifies the happiness in three, where happiness can be classified into three, in mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. In that, abhyasat ramate yatra dukkhantam na nigacchati. So, in this 36 sloka and 37 sloka, Krishna speaks about the happiness that falls under the mode of sattva guna, happiness in the mode of goodness. And how do we identify this particular happiness, whether I'm happy in mode of goodness or passion and ignorance? Why I have to identify which mode I am falling into? Because we know that out of these three modes, goodness, passion and ignorance, one has to remove two and hold on to one. There's no option of which one that is. Obvious it is that Rajoguna and Tamoguna should be given away, and Sattva-guna has to be the one we have to practice and try to get into the mode of Sattva-guna. Therefore, it is important that I am feeling happy now. Is my happiness based on the Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna? Why it really matters? As long as I am happy, that's fine. It really matters because if you are falling into the happiness in the mode of good passion and ignorance, then it's obvious that it's based on the body. Anything that based on the body, then obviously there is no way for us to get liberated. It's further entanglement for us into this world. But the happiness in the mode of goodness is the only option that we left. Even that mode of goodness is not completely pure. Mishra Sattvam. Mishra Sattva means as long as we are in this world, even the Sattva guna that we have is Mishra. Mishra means a mixture. It's mixed with something or the other. But no other options left. At least we have to get hold to Sattva guna. So when we transcend, the real pure Suddha Sattvam or the pure Sattva guna cannot be found in this world. It is on the Vaikunta, in the spiritual world. So for us to get to that one, obviously we have to use something, and that is what we are using. That is what we are trying to practice and mature ourselves in the mode of goodness. Therefore, it is important. Am I happy in the mode of goodness or passion or ignorance? In the mode of goodness, we saw from this 36 sloka and 37 sloka that the happiness that we derive, the joy that we derive, that particular happiness should be prolonged. The happiness that we are getting The pleasure that we are getting has to be prolonged for longer time. Cannot be time constraints. It should not be based on some time factor. I am only happy on weekends. It doesn't work like that. Because I don't have job, I don't have to do anything, nothing has to be done. I'm weekend, I'm very happy. No, it's only on Saturday and no. It's 24/7, 365 days, and rest of my life, the happiness should be the same. It should never change. And the thing that I'm trying to do, point one, second point is the thing that I'm trying to do to derive that happiness is I'm not getting bored of doing that activity. Right? We sometimes are happy doing certain activities and we get some pleasure. After some period of the time, we may not be interested to do the same activity and not wanting to get the same pleasure. It could be totally a different agenda altogether. We saw that some examples in the last class. The children took an example. So the happiness that we are trying to derive through some activity, that activity should not change by itself. It should be the same activity rest of my life, but still I'm not getting bored. Right? And the third point is that by doing such activity, and not only I'm getting a long-term permanent happiness, eternal happiness, but also the side byproduct of this particular activity is that it also removes my miseries. It also removes my miseries, whereas the other activities that we are trying to do is not going to remove the miseries, rather it makes me much more attached, entangled into that particular program. Right? Because that all based on the body and based on the body. So yad tad agre visham eva pariname amrtopamam. At starting, any happiness is based on the sattva guna. Amrtopamam means at the starting, agre, visha means poison. In starting it is going to be like poison, but over the period of the time, when a person gets matured, that turns into a nectar. It's no more poison. Like always we give an example how the medicine is bitter all the time, but then medicine eventually cures a person's disease. Likewise, initially it is difficult to practice, initially it is difficult to do any of those things, initially it is difficult for us to sit for 1.5 hours or 2 hours like this. Anything is difficult to start with because we are not used to it, our body is not used to it. Therefore it is difficult like a poison. But then as we keep hearing, as we keep practicing, as we keep doing something like this on the spiritual platform, and that becomes more nectarian. And that takes time. Why it takes time? Oh, it's obvious, because our condition is so strong, our vasanas are so strong, the impressions are so strong, it is not going to change over the period. It's going to take a lot of effort on our side, and it's going to take time over a period of the time to get things out. It could be this very lifetime, or it could be many lifetimes. We never know, but we have to start somewhere. Rather than telling I cannot do it, we have to start somewhere. Even little bit of some effort is going to add up to our spiritual progress, right? So we have to start somewhere, and that's what being told. And why it is always poisonous in the beginning? Because we never try to control our mind. We never controlled our tongue. We never controlled our eyes. Our eyes runs here and there, want to see all beautiful things. We want to hear so many things. We want to taste everything. There are people who want to have a concept of I want to travel all over the world and I want to taste everything, all type of foods, right? There are many types of people. So the tongue is wanting to taste different things. The tongue wants to talk about many things, and the skin wants to touch, and all those different things are pulling into all those different directions because the body is programmed in such a way. We are the cause of getting into this program. Therefore it is difficult, therefore it is poisonous for all of us in the beginning. Now the happiness that we derive from the sattva guna is not based on the body, is based on the atma, based on the soul. Anything to do with the atma, that happiness is going to be permanent happiness, because body is not permanent, atma is permanent, right? So you have to work towards that which is permanent. You want to invest something that is on a long term which is going to give us a return in back, right? You don't want to invest something on short term and poops, goes away. That's how we all work on the material standard. We want to invest things on a long term. When after my 65, 67, where I can get my returns back, we start working towards my long term program. Likewise, one intelligent person will try to work towards a long-term program, not on the short-term program. Short-term program is not to say you don't need it, but the focus should be on the long-term program. So Atma has to be happy. If the Atma is not happy, we are the Atma. If we are not happy, obviously we are working towards a body, and body is never going to be satisfied at any given point of time. All the time is going to be demanding rather than being satisfied. Right? Today my body is satisfied, tomorrow I am going to look for something else. So this is going to be the constant program, and the happiness we arrive is higher happiness. When it compares to soul, it's higher happiness, and the body happiness is lower happiness. So we went through these things. You remember? Everyone remembers this? We don't need to go through all this thing again one more time. But this is what we went through. There are advantage and what are the happiness, how we derive from the body. So therefore one has to constantly think about that happiness that will add on to the Atma, not to the body. And in the 38th sloka, did we cover 38th sloka?
We covered half of it.
38th sloka. The 38th sloka, it's a happiness based on the mode of rajoguna, passion. Vishayendriya samyogat yattat agre amritoppamam pariname vishame yeva tat sukam rajasam smritam. This is just the opposite of what we saw in the previous. The previous one says, you want, when you start, the starting point, the happiness is like a poison. At the end it turns into nectar. Right? Good advice is always poison. But then when you apply the good advices that we receive, it helps in our life. It becomes a nectar for us. Likewise, that's mode of goodness. In the mode of passion, it's just ulta, reverse. That is, in starting looks very, 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 very tasty, very nice. It's like a nectar. But over the period of the time, by the time this person realizes, it becomes a poison. It becomes a poison. Right? So that's how these things are. So, Vishayendriya samyogat. Vishayam indriya samyogat. Vishaya and indriya, that's object and an indriya, the five indriyas, when they come in contact, samyogat, when they come in contact, it looks so nice. It's pleasurable. Oh, I like to see these things. I can keep watching this thing. I can keep eating like this. I can keep smoking or drinking this. I keep on going. Indriya, drinking or smoking is an object. That's whatever the object is, the external object, and my sense, when they come in contact, it's like nectar. Obviously it's going to be nectar, because that's how the body is designed to enjoy external things. Well, but then over the period of the time, what happens? Pariname means over the period, when the time changes, when things changes, and vishame eva. Vishame eva means, alas, I was thinking it's so nectar. I thought by doing this one I'll be very happy. By getting this person I'll be very happy. By getting a children I'll be happy. By getting a property I'll be happy. These things are very nice. I work towards all these different things. Now I remember, now I understand, it's all poisonous. It's all poisonous. He remembers, understands little later. As they say, what's the use of doing Surya Namaskar after you become? Surya Namaskar should be done when you have a vision. Right? What's the use of doing Surya Namaskar thing after you're already blind, you can't do anything? What's the use of it? What's the use of you realizing now at the time of death? It's going to be a waste of. It's good. Always realization is good. Not to say one should not realize. But what can you do at that point of time? Because now your body is not going to cooperate, senses are not going to cooperate, the mind is obviously going to say, whatever happened now, anyways old age. We lived all this life like this. Another few more days or months, let's live like that. Why to worry about getting into all this Bhagavad Gita and making our life into a systematic thing? Why we have to do all these different things? We live the life, chalta hai, as they say. Let's live it. Let it go as it is. Right? Therefore, the mind and prana and senses does not be in control. They all wander in all different places. Senses are fully involved in trying to derive happiness. Okay? That's what we saw over there. Did we cover this?
No, not this.
Okay, all right. Short-lived. This is not going to be hard because opposite of what the happiness derived for the soul, happiness is derived for the body. Anything that derived happiness to the body is going to be short-lived, is not permanent, and the happiness is also lower grade, is very lower. Union of senses, external object. Whereas the happiness over there in the Sattva-guna is a union of what? Who remembers? Soul and Atma. Atma and Paramatma union. Therefore, one finds happiness over there. Over here, it's a sense, Vishaya Indriya, sense and sense object. Obviously, the happiness is not, we can understand how the happiness is going to be. The object is removed, happiness is gone, worries comes. So it's interrupted. Therefore, it is interrupted and it keeps decreasing. For example, if you like to eat, what do you like to eat? What is your favorite food? What's your name? Akshat? Akshay? What do you like to eat, Akshay? What's your favorite food? You don't have any favorite food at all? Nothing? Really? Same. If you have here comes, what's your favorite food? What's your favorite food? Tell one, something, come on, don't tell I don't know. Pizza. How many pieces of pizza you can eat in a given time? Give a try. Tell something, some number. Pizzas like this, right? Like whatever the triangle shape. So 1 piece, 2 piece. Oh my God. He knows. 10 piece maximum. 10 pieces. You're waiting for the pizza. You're wanting to eat pizza. You're thinking about pizza and topping and everything. Now pizza has been given in front of you. You finish one tray of pizza, and another tray comes. You finish a second tray of pizza. Third tray comes. Was the third tray is the same speed where how you started the first tray? It reduced. Okay. And then after you finish the third tray, would you want to eat more? Of course, you want to eat more. The mind is telling go for it. Right? The tongue is telling go for it. And someone over here is telling enough. Right? This guy is telling over here, Arey, don't push anymore. And this is telling, let me take little more. And there's a fine conflict between the tongue and the tummy. There's always conflict. Always, this wants to have more. This wants to have more. There's no space inside. Right? So you can see that it decreases over the period of time. The enjoyment also decreases over here. Brings end to a happiness of the soul. Because we are only concentrating on the happiness of the body, the Atma is hankering for something else. That is why whatever we are trying to do, we are not satisfied in life. Because we are not understanding where the happiness should be focused on. We are only focusing on this stuff over here. And then the Atma is crying inside. That's not what I am. You need to do something else for me. I don't want pizza. I don't want any of this entertainment. I am different because those are all material. I am not material. I am stuck into this body. Give me something which is anti-material. Which is anti-material means? Spiritual. Anti-material, spiritual. Atma requires spiritual things, spiritual activities. But we are only focusing on the body. Brings more distress within this world. One is addicted to drink for long, gets sukham, but does not give anandam but dukkham. Right? Those who are experienced of these things, they know what it means. It just brings more dukkham. This happiness brings in pain, and whatever peace we had get diluted. Happiness keeps changing as the weather keeps changing. Happiness keeps changing, right? The winter time heat is better. At the summer time, the winter, the cold, AC, those things are better. Food is rejected when one is not hungry. How much ever the best food you give to someone, but the person doesn't have a hunger to eat, what does it make difference for him? He's not going to eat anyway. Right? Best food of the top qualities doesn't matter. He's not feeling hungry, therefore he's not going to eat. Therefore, you can see the difference between the happiness towards the Atma, happiness towards the body. Once we achieve the happiness to some object, the same object not valid after some time, look for alternate, right? This happens on all levels in life. Starting from the small child, right, from the birth, until the person on the deathbed, they are always anchoring for alternate objects to find happiness. If the person is not involved spiritually, it's not getting trained spiritually, this person throughout his life always trying to find, will this object give me happiness? I've been used to this object for this many years. Can I shift my my concentration to a different object so that my life can be fresh and nice. How people try to find different jobs and try to change their way of working or all the different things because they want to get something, trying to get something new out of it. They can function actively towards that one, right? Paradigm shift, they call paradigm shift, like that. Therefore, similarly, even in the relationship, people try to shift. They try to apply the marketing, corporate technology, techniques into the personal life also, right? They get bored living together for such a long time. Therefore, shift to a paradigm shift, right? Therefore, there are so many things happening in the world, right? There are so many, outside the promised, committed relationship, people have different relationships outside the bonded relationships also. These are all happening because they want to find happiness some way or other. Are they not understanding? You're not going to be satisfied there also. Going to be satisfied there also. People try to, therefore in Bhagavatam, in the many Puranas it is said, those people who are interested in others' property, they will be severely punished when they go back to Yamapatna, the abode of Yamaraj, right? They're going to be severely punished. If you are interested in someone else, where you have your own things in your life, you have your spouse, your children, etc., but you're interested in someone else, then when we go back over there, we will be given a special looks like all. So the Yama Kinkaras, the servants of Yamaraj, they make a very special doll. If you go to this text, you go to this mall, you have this this, what is it?
Build a bear.
This in the you go to the this Macy's or all the different things, they mannequin, right? They dress up and that girl or the man, he doesn't have eyes or anything, but nice shape. Like that, a person who's interested in this world, when they are living a life, when they are interested in someone else, others' wife, others' husband, and etc., like that, what they will be given is, no problem, you enjoyed over here, so you can similarly continue enjoying over there when you come there. Only difference is, we'll make a special in brass, heat it up, red hot. When you come there, you have to embrace that. Because you like to embrace over there, right? You come over here, we'll make a golden looking wonderful mannequin for you, and you come and embrace over there. This is exactly what is narrated in Srimad Bhagavatam Purana. What happens for different things. Therefore, one should be very careful in the dealings and the relationships and things like that. With respectful, we have to be, and we have to be very, very afraid of these things that's coming up also in our life. That's about the Rajoguna happiness. Let's move on to the Tamoguna happiness. It's quite interesting. This one is very interesting. Okay. O Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The first one is starting is poison, ending is nectar. Second one was starting is nectar, ending is poison. So it's going to be a mix of both for the Tamoguna. What is it? Whether starting or end? Poisonous. Right? It's poisonous. But you don't go and tell this person, he will not understand. That's the beauty of it. Right? He is so much into mode of ignorance. You go and tell them this is poison, he is going to tell you're a mad guy. Right? You go and tell this guy, they're going to tell you're mad. That's always a problem. The problem is you go and try to advise someone, and that person is not going to accept because they think what they are doing is perfectly all right. Like an example has been given. You go to a prison house to meet someone. You're just going to meet someone, right? Now you change your vision into a camera, like a camera. Okay, you're walking into the prison to meet someone in the prison, and there's a bar, and we are the visitor over here, and there's a prisoner coming to see you, and there's a bar in between, right? I am watching from the center over here. I am seeing this is a prisoner and this is a visitor. There's a bar in between. I am standing in center and looking here. How does the difference for me? Who is a prisoner or who is a visitor? Both of them are in between the bars, right? Therefore, this prisoner is thinking he is a prisoner, right? And visitor is thinking he is a prisoner, because both of them are in between the bars. Likewise, you go and try to give good advices to people, they are not going to listen to it, because they are thinking you are in the problem. You are too early to read Bhagavad Gita. You are too early to do japa, mantra, chanting, going into spiritual path. Everything is too early. Right? Now is the age for you to do all these different activities. When you are matured enough, completely useless that means. Right? You can't sit properly, you can't walk properly, you can't see properly, you can't smell things properly. Everything is like this. Right? At that point of time, you can do whatever you want. That's a program that they usually try to advise. Yad agre chana bande cha sukam mohanam atmanah nidralasya pramodotam tat tamasamudahritam. Can he read that? The translation? Yeah. Yeah, read this one on the and. Oh, here. This one. Oh, here. Read this, please. Thank you. Okay. So, and that happiness which is blind to self-realization, which is delusion from beginning to end, and which arises from sleep, laziness, and illusion, is said to be of nature of ignorance. The happiness. This happiness is where this person gets happiness by just continuously doing these activities, listed over here. Okay. And they like to be like that. That's how they like to be happy. You even tell them, give them wonderful food. They said, I don't want to eat. All I want to do is just continue sleeping. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything combined in one point of time. Because, it's a weekend. Right? It's a weekend, combine everything. It's easy for the whoever is at houses have to cook. They can skip cooking breakfast because this guy is anyway sleeping. Right? So it's like that. So that's how these, and the important point is the beginning also sad, at end also sad. Beginning how is sad? This person in an illusion thinking this is going to give him a happiness. Right? He's wasting his time. It's pretty much wasting his time. Right? In an average, what's a human lifespan? In average, again it differs on, if you go to this, statistics, Chinese have a different, and an Indian has a different, and Russian and American, everyone have a different average age. But in general, you just pick some number, average, right? What's the average? 70. Right? Not 24, my God. You all scared now. Okay. So 70 years, if you are just sleeping in a day, how many hours you sleep? In general, average 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours, 6 to 8. Okay, let's whatever the number. You just think you are sleeping in a day for 8 hours, right? And then multiply that. 20 years gone in sleep, like that. And then how much time we spend on eating in a day? The interesting point is some of us are not even really spending time in eating. That's a sad truth, right? But assume how many? Do the calculation yourself. You know, your individual calculation, go home and put on sheet and whatever it is. I am so much age. I slept this many hours in a day. So therefore, this many years I slept. This many years I spent on eating. This many years I spent on office. This many years I spent on watching TV. This many years I spent on cell phone. Cell phone. Right? This many, you put all those things and you'll come to a number. How much of time what you did. Right? You will see it's an amazing number, amazing facts will be revealed to us in our life. And this is how we want to spend rest of our life, whatever the little span that we have. Right? So this person is engaged in so much in nidra. Nidra means any time you make him sit and go and come back, you just tell him, wait here, I'll come back. He'll be sleeping. Just sleeping. Right? Little bit you get a chance, on a couch he will sleep, on a chair he will sleep, on everywhere he will be sleeping. He likes to sleep most of the time. Why? Because he's lazy. He doesn't want to be active. Lazy person, right? Lazy. So poison at the both stages never enjoys in his life. During the engagement and after the engagement keeps a person in illusion, because it's in Maya, is an illusion. All the time is an illusion. Illusion because in reality there is no real happiness. No real happiness in that. But it appears as a real happiness. How is it appears real happiness? Sometimes people, you tell them, don't do these things. But they do try to do something. Because they feel that is what is real happiness for them. Unfortunately. Right? You know all the examples. I don't need to give any examples here. This we all know. What all how do we get into this. So therefore not to spend much time over here. Illusion means blinds a person from seeing the actual fact of the object. While drinking or taking any intoxication and after consuming, that person is in illusion, thinking it's happiness. Okay. Now nidra. Nidra means sleep by itself is not bad. One has to have to sleep to regenerate the body. The body has to get recharged. Therefore sleep is important. Therefore a certain number of hours of sleep is good, but more than that is not good. It's bad for health. More you sleep is also bad for health. More you prolong your sleep hour even after the sun is raised is also bad for health. Right? So all those different things are scientific, Ayurvedic. If you want to have a healthy life, then there's a certain things we have to follow. So how long we have to sleep, when to get up, all those things has to be followed. We covered these things also in the previous chapters. One thing, by going to sleep, why the person wants to sleep longer? One thing is he doesn't need to answer his spouse. Problems. If he's awake, she's going to keep on asking questions, or he's going to keep on asking questions. Therefore, the best thing is what? Whether you're really sleeping or not, don't get out of the bed. Just keep sleeping like that. Let us keep on screaming, or he keep on screaming. So like that. So problems, this person is thinking by sleeping, problem is solved. Problem is solved. The problem is not solved. It's just waiting. The wife, you're thinking that by getting up, the house will be clean. But she is very smarter than you. She's already gone out to meet with her friend. So you have to get up, clean everything. You have to cook and do everything and take care of all those different things. Right? So problem is not gone, it's piled up. One thinks by going to, all it does is to reduce the work of senses. And by continuously sleeping, you're not doing any other activities. You're trying to put all the activities postponed. That's what you're trying to do. Solution. Eat less in the night. How do we control our sleep? Again, these things are Ayurvedic, scientific. When you keep your, tummy, abdomen light before going to bed, it's always good. Okay? Especially between the time of 11 to 1, you should not eat anything, because that's where it activates the liver and other parts of the organ. So it's working towards getting finished and going to rest. At the point of time you start putting something inside, and there's no rest for these organs. And there's no rest, and you're not giving proper rest to the organs. The organ gets into the problem, and that's where it causes disease. Therefore, eating is a very important habit. What time we have to close this shop? This shop has to be closed at some reasonable time, right? You have to just close it. Just keep on putting is not very good. So we have to end the program. Let's give some rest to this so that everything takes some rest and does its jobs to close the business, right? And if you don't do that one, we have authorities here to tell. Just imagine yourself. You have a container. Or you have a blender, a mixing, right? You put a layer, first layer of something is being blending, and you put another layer on top of it, right? First one is already processing. On top of it, you are putting another set of big layer into that one, and that's going to be put on hold. And only the bottom layer is going to be worked. In the morning, what is get cleansed is the bottom layer. The other layer is standing there for next program to happen. That means our stomach, our gut is not cleared at all. We are carrying always something or the other. That's what is causing a indigestion problem, and then toxins being developed in our body, and therefore we have to work towards a detoxifying program. What all we have to go through, right? And constipation problems, all the different things comes because of one reason: we are not controlling this problem, right? Therefore, before going to sleep, one has to have some spiritual program. Read some nice books, Krishna-related book, Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavad Gita is quite philosophy. Maybe you can read some Bhagavatam or story things like Ramayana. That's very good. 6 hours of good sleep is always very good. And there are people who can sleep for 2 hours and get the same energy of what you would get by sleeping 6 hours. They know the techniques. Yogis are there. They know the techniques. Right? They know the techniques. And Arjuna was such a person. Gudakesha. His name was Gudakesha. Gudakesha means one who has conquered the sleep. He never slept during the entire period of Kurukshetra. But he was active. For us, we work for, someone was asking, work was so heavy for a few days. Someone came and asked me, did you catch up with your sleep? Because didn't get a sleep for 3 days, continuously working. Therefore, people are thinking you have to catch up with your sleep. Meaning what? 8 into 8 into 8. 24 hours. One day you have to continuously sleep to catch up the sleep. What is that to catch up? It's just a mind is telling you have to catch up. It's really... I don't know if you all had a chance to work like that, especially if you are into this computer field, then you would have experienced this, working day and night, continuously. That time the person will not feel sleep. Even if they feel sleep, they will overcome over because you have to be attentive. Therefore, you don't feel sleepy, you don't feel hungry, you're continuously trying to solve something. After that, you realize you didn't sleep for a couple of days. Some of you might have experienced a couple of days. And you function again normally. There's nothing that you have to catch up. It's just a mind, it tells that you didn't sleep, you slept late, you didn't eat, therefore eat. All those things are mind program trying to fool us around. We can tell, shut up, I can function as I am. Right? Unlimited, untimely sleep or inappropriate place will reduce the lifespan. This also bring health issues as per Ayurveda. Now, moving on. Alasya. Alasya means laziness. Laziness means what? What does laziness means? Vim, what does laziness means? Wait. That is bad. Ishna. What does laziness means? I know none of you are lazy, very active, enthusiastic, energetic. What does laziness means? Oh, you want to say? Yeah, go ahead, you tell. Have you ever felt any time you want to be like, I don't want to do anything? On weekends. Very good. On weekends, you don't wake me up, mom. It is no school today, right? Why are you waking me up early? And our mind is also like that. It says, today you don't need to go to office. You don't need to, there's nothing school. Therefore, let the children sleep. Let us also sleep. Right? But in reality, if we can make a systematic program, whether it's a weekend or a weekday, this is my program. The body get a proper systematic way of, this is what I am. The body get adjusted to that one. Right? And then weekend means this one, weekday is this one, and then a long weekend means something different. All this different program confuses the body, and it just doesn't give a good thing on a long term, right? So doesn't want to do any work, like you said, right? Doesn't want to do. One want to sit, sleep, lay down, do nothing. Do nothing. So there are people we know always want to not do anything. Even if it is a program is in the, why don't you come to the program? If it is a weekday, we will come. Saturday is the only time I get free time, right? So you keep it in the weekday, we know what the answer is going to be. Weekdays are so busy, right? And for anything or the other, people have some excuses to say all those things. It's just simply because they are not, doesn't want to do it. They want to be lazy. In other words, avoid doing or taking any austerity, and also try to influence others. This is another beautiful thing about these people. What they do, they will not do anything. They'll be lazy, and they will be influencing others also to become lazy. Right? They will also do others. Others also will get influenced. And why are you doing these things? Also, senses are inactive by reducing any action, which leads to lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge. When senses are active, knowledge can be achieved. Since it leads to lack of knowledge, which means one is in moha. Moha means illusion. The senses is not in active state. Senses has to be engaged. In the mode of Rajoguna, senses are very active for different purpose. Over here, senses are resting. If the senses are resting, not active, obviously it's going to lead to illusion, moha. One has to drive the buddhi towards good things, sattvika, else one will get to alasya. One will become lazy. One has to force oneself to come out of laziness, for sure. Therefore, if a person is in a mode of ignorance, they have to push and commit to something to come out of laziness. Simple. There's no any magic here, mantra. The person have to take a step. Okay, I am like this. To get out of this, like this program, I have to commit to something else where I have to be there or do there or something like that. For example, I cannot get up on the weekend before 12 o'clock. What can I do? Commit to Bhagavad Gita class. That's where the problem is, right? That's where the problem is. Well, I'll feel sleepy. Come and sleep in Bhagavad Gita class. You can offer many things. No problem. At least come and sleep. Sit here and sleep here. Right? No problem. So, those are the things that people should understand. One has to drive the buddhi, our determination and the intelligence towards making some commitment spiritually so that we can get out of this laziness. Okay, alasya. And then the next one is pramada. Pramada means being inattentive. Pramada means being inattentive. Lack of concentration. Lack of concentration. These terms are all not at all new for us. We've been seeing these things in different chapters also, right? Carelessness or lack of attention. One cannot pay attention because they are lazy anyway. The senses are also like this. Therefore, it's going to be careless. Or did you tell me that one? Oh, sorry, I missed it. Right? Did not pay attention at all. Due to careless nature, one can't derive proper knowledge. Again, when there is no knowledge, it leads to moha. How can one get happiness by careless nature? One need to focus on anything and finds happiness by this is what we already discussed. But when one focuses, that happiness is in goodness. So that completes the 3. I just went through real quick because we are familiar with mode of ignorance, happiness. Correct? Do we have to spend more time? We know that what it is. As just why to It is normal. This is normal for us. This is Rajoguna, Tamoguna happiness. These are normal. So let's not spend too much time on that one, though we spent a little bit over here. Now Krishna is concluding in the 40th sloka. He is concluding beautifully. He is saying that there is no one being, one thing that you can see is free of these 3 modes. There is no one person or one thing cannot be free of this 3 modes. They have to fall into any of this one, for sure. Okay. Natat asti prativyam va divideveshu va punah sattvam prakriti jair muktam yad ebigisya tribir gunaihi
either here or among the demigods in the higher planetary systems, which is freed from these three modes born of material nature.
There is no being existing. And it's just giving a conclusion of what Krishna has said so far. That is the jnana, the karma, the karta, buddhi, dhriti, sukham, all those different things all falls into this three category, and anything that exists that you can see, everything have to fall into any of these three things. Well, what about the devatas? Devatas are all gods, right? Devatas are demigods, they are gods. People pray to devatas. What about them? Divi, deveshu, va punaha. Second line. Divi, whether it's this world or other world. When it says other world, it talks about the Swarga Loka, even up to the level of Brahma Loka. Brahma Loka is the topmost Loka, right? Of 14 planetary system, there are 7 thalas and 7 lokas. 7 thalas and 7 lokas. The topmost Loka is Satya Loka or Brahma Loka. And the one in between these three is Swarga Loka. Swarga Loka is where populated by all the devatas, headed by the famous Indra, right, the king of devatas. And then we are in Bhuloka, right, Bhur, Bhuva, Swarga. There are 3 up, and above there is another one. Like that, where irrespective of whichever lokas, when we are talking about lokas, obviously the talas implies, we don't even have to worry about talas. All the 14 planetary system, everyone, including Indras and his parties. What about Brahma? Brahma falls into the Satya Loka. Satya Loka is within this Prakritam. Prakrita means material world. Prakrita Loka. Whether it's a Brahma Loka or Satya Loka or Indra Loka, whatever it is, everything Prakrita Loka. Prakrita means falls under the material world. Anything which in the material world, everything and anything within the material realm, it's all covered by the 3 modes. The 3 modes are
Satyaguna, Rajaguna, and Tamaguna.
very good. Everything is covered by this one. There's no excuse. There's no one can ever be free from. Not one person is free of these things. No one. But the only difference is the devatas are more of Sattva Guna, and we are in the combination of Rajoguna and Tamoguna, some traces of Sattva Guna. Right? That's the only difference. But we are all settled, we are here. Unless and until we are free from these 3 modes, we cannot be released from this repeated birth, death, disease and old age. That's what has been told over here. Right? Questions? Comments? Discussion?
I have a question.
Yes.
So the body asks for material enjoyment. Similarly, the spirit also, the Atma also asks for enjoyment for the spiritual things.
Yeah, it does.
It does. We have to realize those.
Yes.
Okay. It never happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions? Because I would like to stop here. This concludes a part of this one. And the coming up slokas are another beautiful set of slokas. Is going to tell about that who's supposed to do all these things. So when we get there, we'll talk more on this one. If there's no other questions, let me pause here. I just have to pause here. Ashok, I have to pause.